Hey, do you know what's going on? Hey, Nate. Hey, do you know what's going on? Hey, Nate. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I know people are just kind of filtering in because we just started the stream, so no worries, you can always ask away. Hey, Shelly, what's going on? Nothing. Well, there's got to be something. Oh, painting something? What are you painting? See, there's always something going on. Garfield, all right. From the animated movies or the cartoon style? Okay, cool. I have no idea who that is, Dino. Is he a YouTuber? Hey, Alt, what's going on? Welcome back from the premiere, and now you're in the live. Thank you so much for the support. Ah, I've so John being John the adult. Oh, okay. I mean, Eldritch horror is really cool in general. I am a huge Lovecraftian fan. I love the concepts, and if you're not familiar with Lovecraftian horror concepts and about like the outer gods and etc., they're just a really cool concept and a very original design. So much so that when the IP went away, if I remember correctly, I think either the IP went away or Lovecraft didn't care about the IP, which I think is actually correct. That he didn't care about the IP and loved the fact that people were just using his stuff. And so upon his death, he basically allowed anyone to use, which is why we have so much in Fallout and D&D, etc. People writing their own Lovecraftian horror tales. Alt, I've been working all day, so I haven't seen it. I did see a couple of your shorts, but I did not actually see that one, so I am sorry. Alien, what's going on? Jack, James, but that's okay, Alien. Uh, Artist for Life, what's going on? Haven't seen you in forever. Proto Fredbear, what's going on? Shading on the teeth. Yeah, you gotta add a little bit of shading because if you look at, well, in the movie, it's very silhouetted in a certain way, right? So it's a lot of light coming in here, but the mouth is coming forward. So when the mouth comes forward, you're gonna see lots of subtle shading within the layers of grays, beiges, and whites that are in teeth. Princess Orca of the Sea Wings. Well, that's a heck of a name. I'm just gonna call you Orca, if that's cool. What's going on? How you doing? What's a movie that you love that everyone hates? I don't know. I mean, I'm a big horror fan, but old school horror. Um, I'm very basic with a lot of my movies. I will rewatch the same things over and over and over. But I wouldn't say everyone hates it, but like one of my favorite anime is Dragon Ball Z, and that's just because, and people don't generally like it as a good one because it's kind of very trope driven, and people say, oh, it's basic, but I remember watching the VHS of Dragon Ball Z in subtitled, so I was watching the entire Frieza saga in subtitled on VHS. Before anything else, like I was watching stuff that wasn't even here in the States. So that's, I just have my little affinity for it. I don't mind. Just oh, I'm good, Orca. What do you do on your YouTube channel? Am I excited for the FNAF movie 2 movie? Yes, as long as it doesn't get into some like weird, convoluted concepts. Just sometimes when a lot of horror movies try to do sequels, and I'll use Saw as a really good example of this. They didn't go crazy. You start to expand the universe, but you kind of still kept the original concepts, same characters. You didn't add too much that the people didn't already know as us, the audience. And I hope that they don't just go too crazy with certain reaches. Yes, the niche audience of FNAF will know some of these things, but you need to also be able to bridge to the people who have no idea what's going on and just going there because they're dragged there by a friend, etc. Because FNAF, though it's very popular within the gaming community, it's still not very popular outside of the gaming community. Like people know of it, but you need to establish the happy medium between the two. So usually that's like the. I just hope they don't go too crazy with things and it feels disjointed with the story. Your friend, isn't it? That's awesome. Alt, I probably have. I just haven't seen it yet. I've been busy working all day, so I promise after the stream I will definitely check my mentions and take a peek. Let's actually add. Just Wings of Fire? Oh, okay. Oh, he's one of the kids, I think. Oh, he was lying. What are your thoughts on Labubus? I know of them, and that's pretty much what I would like to know about Labubus. I really don't care. They kind of just look weird. I don't know if they're like demonic Furbies. It doesn't really have much of an interest for me. Now for this, I'm not going for hyper realism. I'm just going for more something that's colorful and vivid with lots of shading. I want to look something that's basically impressionistic. Have some nice, bright, vibrant colors, easy for me to say. And yeah, just have something that kind of like really pumps out of the image. Okay. Base layer is done of shading. Ooh, that is way too warm. Way too warm. Much better. What should you draw, Artist for Life? Same thing I will say to anybody. Draw what you love. If you draw what you love, you will never have a problem kind of figuring out what to draw next. You'll never suffer from artist burnout. If all you ever do is just projects, and don't entertain yourself with whatever it is, whether it's anime, whether it's Marvel, whatever, if you draw what you love, you'll never have a problem. Let's go with the lightest one first. So good tip for those of you who might be struggling with fur, and if you see my videos, you know how much I just really don't like doing fur, but I think this is a really good exercise to kind of learn, is basically see the shapes. See where the hair is bending. So here we have the hair basically bending back and like that. So we don't want to go this way. When we draw our lines, we want them to start from a base and work outwards as such. And build up gently in layers. Now I'm just going to use the alcohol markers as a base layer. But from there, we'll add tons of color pencils. Yeah, they are like the Furbies of 2021. What is your favorite drawing you drew? One of my favorite drawings that I've done, I've kind of posted these in previous lives, but I will show you in a minute. It's probably one of my FNAF drawings. Orca, I've been doing art. My basic art journey / story is I grew up loving art as a kid. Worked at it a lot when I was in school. Got ultra burnt out. Took about 8 years off. And started teaching my niece how to draw, which I've been showing her in a couple of videos. Giving her art lessons. And that was what pulled me back into art, basically. I tried to do art for all the wrong reasons. I was trying to like sell portraits and stuff like that, and paintings and landscapes on Etsy. Just this was back like 10 plus years ago, and then I just was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this after school. I was just done. So in a sense, I basically took 8 years off and then came back to it, and I kind of rediscovered and fell in love with art. So I figured I'd share my journey with you and help any young artist along the way, especially not getting burnt out with art. Because in art, you can get burnt out super fast. Have I watched Kpop Demon Hunters? Shelly, before you go, yes, I have. I really loved it. I think it's probably going to win a couple of Oscars just for song choices. I don't see it. Also, I can easily see it winning Best Animated Film, unless if Into the Spider-Verse, but I think that was last year. So, but yeah, I don't really see it contending, getting any major contenders just because of how well it was created. Well, Orca, it's just going to take time. It's like developing any skill. Like something, the analogy I like to use is that LeBron James didn't become one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time, strictly by just having raw talent. Raw talent without application is a waste. So if you have talent, then yeah, you'll have an easier time of doing things, but you need to also apply yourself. Without any sort of application, you will not get better at anything that you try to strive for. So do not get discouraged because this stuff just takes time. Everyone's learning curve is a little different, but you'll get where you need to be. Well, one of the things I like to do with these live, Shelly, is I like to use them as a means to help people. So if you have any questions or like you're stuck on a specific thing, like I can't work on this or I'm having a problem with that, I can kind of explain and maybe go over some things. So if you do have a specific question, fire away. Hey, Force Leader, what's going on? I saw your comments earlier. So I'm happy you like the Murder Drone Supercut. What's up, old Robes? Hey, Finn, what's going on? How you doing, Finn? Haven't seen you in a long, long time. Hope you all well. Now, this might look streaky, and you're thinking to yourself, like, oh, no, it's just all big streaks. It doesn't look like fur, but it's what I like to call the trust the process moment. Just let everything come together on the page, and it will develop slowly over time. I'm terrible at basketball. My niece is phenomenal at basketball, but I am terrible at basketball. Hey, Alt, yes, I told you I haven't looked. Right now I'm using my phone to record this live, but I promise that after the live I will check it out. That is a thing that Alt is bringing up, is that if you guys at me in a video, I promise I will take a peek at it. So if you have like a question like, hey, what do you think about this? And you want like just like a quick critique, and I will try to help where I can. So if you just want to like at me like, hey, JK or James, real quick, can you help me out with this? Feel free to just drop an at, and I can watch a quick video and try and help you out wherever you can. We are all on different art journeys in our life, so sometimes we're going to be a little bit more advanced than others, and sometimes people are going to need a little bit more help. And that is okay. OKC Thunder. Yeah, I bet you might like OKC Thunder. I mean, they did just win the NBA championship. So, I mean, it's like me as a Knicks fan is depressed because I wish I had SG. I wish I had SGA, but sadly I do not. My team does not know what they want to do. So here's a really good blending tip that we're going to bring in, and this is how do we blend colors. So we're going to take this, we're going to blend these out as I get another one that's a little bit more orange. And if you take it while they are wet, that is when you will get these nice subtle transitions. Now, because of the strength of this orange, we're going to bring more yellow into the orange rather than the orange into the yellow. Because if we bring that orange into this yellow, it'll be a mud mixer. We do not want to be playing with the mud mixers. So what we can do is bring more yellow in, incorporate more, and then blend back the orange. Even though it's quite pungent, it is okay. And then just keep bouncing back and forth. Now, because this is a much stronger orange, it might not blend as easy, but that's okay because we're going to finish all of this off with color pencils. It's more of just a basic of basic tutorials. It's kind of like I always say, treat it like an acrylic. If you do, you'll be all right. But the one thing that these have, very similar to acrylics, is a smooth, beautiful blend. It's very opaque. Oh no! Well, yeah. Try not to walk around a theme park, Finn, in a thunderstorm. That generally helps, you know. Like just saying. You know, like on the list of things to do, being in a thunderstorm outside, especially in a theme park, well, that's no fun. The theme of that is crappy. All right, one last little dark purple for the nose and then the gum line. And we'll start with the color pencils. And that's where this is really going to start to take a turn when we use the color pencils, because this 15 minutes, quick base layers down, but the color pencils are where we really make it thrive. Now, if you want, you can just strictly work with like all of those. You can, and work gently in layers, and we still very well might. But a really good way is also to use just a ton of color pencils. So, but I think I will work with just a couple of more of these alcohol markers just to give some weight and variance into some of these hairs. Do I have pets? Yes, I do. Tell me in the comments what you think about my Abby drawing. I didn't see the Abby drawing. I saw the baby Saja one, but I didn't see the Abby one. I did like the Saja, the baby Saja one, but I did not see the other one. And do I have pets? Yes, I have 2 cats. As you can see, when we add these nice layers, that's where you can take a very basic set of coloring and really just punch in all that nice realistic tones. And then when you add the color pencils and you just add these layers upon layers upon layers, you know, it just really adds a nice layer value to it. Oh, that's right, Alt Rivals, because you did Ice and you did Glitch for the one part together. So I'm sorry. Yes. And I was telling you about how to add multiple shading values because there's gradations with Ice. My mistake. What are my cats' names? Booth and Brennan. As you can see, with just several little bits of lines, we get just so much detail. And it's nice and quick. And if it's quick, that's like for me. I'm not here to sit there. I'm not a hyper realist. I don't have the patience for that. My brain will go numb. Oh, thanks, Orca. So for the new people that are showing up, if you have any art questions or if you want to sit and talk about movies or anime, whatever you'd like, if you want to talk about the movie itself, I personally really loved it. You can definitely fire away, ask whatever questions you'd like. Thanks, artist. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of monotonous stuff, lots of layers of things like this. There's Yeah, it's just I don't like fur, so I figured, hey, if I'm gonna do stream, I might as well do fur, right? Like, do the thing that we just don't like the most, but put us through our own little sets of punishment. But it's also good to get into a habit, learn, take the time to practice things that we're not good at. It'll actually help you get better significantly if you practice what you're not good at. The age-old adage with artists are if you're not good with hands, don't hide them, practice them. Lots of beginner and intermediate artists, when they're failing at doing a certain thing, they'll model things around so they don't actually have to draw the thing or paint the thing that they're not good at. But basically, what I'm trying to do now is just get the tonal values down, establish where my lights and darks are. And if you think about fur in bunches of clumps, you'll be able to see things better. If you just try to sit there and go and draw each individual line, you're gonna go crazy. Try not to. Just work on seeing the overall forms and values in big layers, and then keep reducing and reducing and reducing within that after you've kind of gone over the whole image, and before you know it, then you'll be like, oh wow, it looks a lot more like fur or hair. So that's basically what I'm trying to do now. Establish the overall tones, lights and dark areas. Thanks, Orc. I appreciate that. It's yeah, I always, not to say that I demand people to subscribe, or I stopped asking people to subscribe. I would rather people want to just watch the video. So if they're here and they're just enjoying it, eventually you'll come across my FYP again and you'll watch another video. And if that then compels them to subscribe, I'd rather have it be that way. I've kind of figured out, specifically with YouTube, is like, instead of going, subscribe for more of this, I try not to. I'd rather you just be like, hey, watch this. If you like this, watch this video. Like, I don't know how many of you came here from one of the Kpop Demon Hunter videos that I drew. If you did, great. If not, I have done several of the characters. Okay, I'll take a peek after the stream. Thanks, the one and only Mickle. I really appreciate that. It's it's not even close to what I'm gonna like or want to have done by the time, but stick with me for about another hour, maybe 45 minutes, and we should have then a really fire drawing. But I don't know. I just, maybe because I'm kind of a derpy person myself, I really love the Derpy Tiger in the movie. The scene where he first introduces himself and he actually doesn't say anything. That's, I guess, also what's really cool, because you get so much just playful emotion without actually saying a thing. Just more like basic guttural utterances, which is really kind of cool. But just the whole vase scene where he just keeps knocking it over, it's like a very cat-like thing that they applied to. So I've actually just found that incredibly hilarious. So for everyone in the chat, what was your favorite song in the movie? If you say Golden or if you say Soda Pop, it's okay. For me, it's This Is What It Sounds Like, but that could just be me. But what are yours? Is this my first live? No, I've done several lives. I just took a little bit of a break because just some work-related issues and other issues came up, made it harder to stream at the moment. I am going to try and shoot for one live stream a week, but we will have to see. But that's just my hope, is to kind of sit and hopefully do like one live stream a week, where I can kind of have like a drawing and a slash Q&A interaction with the community. And again, we still really haven't finished developing all of the tones that we want. We're on the we're almost there, but there's still some tones to set down. Like it looks like something. At least it has a representative image, you know? But I can honestly say we're off to a good start. Let me grab my black paint pen if I can find them. These are actually really good. I don't usually want to say, oh, buy this or buy that. I'm not like, this isn't whatchamacallit, this is a not sponsored, but Shuttle Art makes these and they're really good. They're their higher end ones. They actually are incredibly smooth and they layer so well. I don't really like to use too much paint pens early on. I usually use them at the very end for like super strong highlights and shadows, but yeah, the ink, I mean the paint on these are incredibly rich. Okay, now he's established. Idol is a good one. Takedown was a good one. Yeah, I find that I also find that, especially on TikTok, a lot of adults really loved your idol. You know, I think I'm gonna work with the eyes first. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's work with the eyes first. This might not look like I'm actually putting anything down. It is. It's just going yellow over yellow. I'm looking more for texture. So I'm kind of like with the eye kind of follows a nice iris pattern of lines around. So I'm going to just be going around, adding that subtle iris value and getting progressively darker. It's a nice good overlap to the color that we have base down already. We're not going to press too hard with this orange because we still want some of the yellow to follow through. And then we can blend out. And this is the overall, when I say in my videos, like realism takes a long time, it takes a long time. Like genuinely, it will. And if you really want to blend outlines with color pencils, work in small circular motions. By doing so, that's when you'll get all of those nice blends out. And that is when you're going to get all that beautiful smooth butteriness that color pencils uniquely have. Because I don't find another medium that gets that outside of paint than color pencils. We do need some reds and some purples. Start with the purples. What is your job? I am a department manager at a supermarket during my day job. My goal is to not be there and continue doing this. Because this is what I love. I love to just create some fun cartoons, teach people stuff, and then, yeah, just continue to grow the channel. Now, because I am right-handed, a trick that I like to do is I will work from left to right. If I start here and then work over here, especially with color pencils, any kind of moisture you have on your hand or sweat that you have on your hand, the acids will eat away at that color pencil and will smear all of your wonderful color pencil work. So if you're a lefty, I would work left to right. And if you're a righty, if you're a lefty, I would work right to left. And if you're a righty, I would work left to right. Easy for me to say, right? Like just blah, blah, blah. And for anyone that may or may not be wondering, I am primarily self-taught. I say primarily, I did study a little bit in college, and of course I learned stuff in high school, but most of what I learned was through repetition and books. Since I am an older dude, I learned it through books. And trial and error, and trial and error. What is my next summer ideas as per like the channel? Well, as per the channel, I have Wednesday coming out on Saturday. Now, I know, yeah, I should have put Wednesday out on Wednesday, right? Like, ironically, that would have been good. But people have been loving Kpop Demon Hunters, so I just go with what people love. I will probably be doing it. I'm not sure if this is going to be a hit or a miss at the end of the month. Toxic Avenger, just because growing up, like, that was my thing growing up as a kid. It was a horror movie, very adult, very R-rated, so do not watch if you are underage, because it is not for kids. But it may or may not be. You know, like, there are multiple people within my channel of different age groups. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, like, if you're just going to color over the whole thing, why didn't you just work with color pencil from the start? And that's because I do like having a base layer. I do like seeing no white on the page, right? So as we can see, the composition's all done. The image is, like, you can see it. Now it's just refining it. It's now no longer just a random lump of clay. We can actually see where it is. Like, we can see where the image is going. So if that's why you're like, hey, seems weird, do not be worried. That's why I go with what I'm doing. Because I don't like to see white and then work around it. If I feel the composition's off before everything's colored in and like this aisle's completely rendered, well, now I can't do anything about it. It's completely off. All right, grab on. Okay, we're getting pretty close to this eye being done. Just sculpting in some shadows here. Yeah, I'm going to say that that eye is pretty much done. Hey, Random. Yeah, I'll probably still be streaming in another 40 minutes. This is going to take me a little while. So, for those of you who don't know, Random is probably not only my longest subscriber that is still continuously going, but she has probably commented at least on every single video, if not every video at least once. So I owe her a lot because she was very kind to the stream early on and very kind to the community when it was just in its infancy. And this is where you have to sit back and just enjoy the fact that this is realism and all of its pain in the butt glory. Just lots of little lines. Am I boring you yet? No, just kidding. But yeah, this is where we're just going to once again establish the highlights by using little flicks, establish all the lowlights, and try to blend out some of these areas. And we'll be adding more and more color as we start to establish. Once again, I'm not just trying to draw in every line, I'm trying to look for the clumps, the values, the shades. No worries, Random, take your time. Channel will always be here. That's a fundamental thing I always love to say is my channel will always be here. That's the beauty of the internet. Someone like Bob Ross has been gone for nearly 30 years, still has a YouTube channel, and they upload all of his videos, and his legacy still lives on. And a great tip to keep your pencil sharp. So as you can see, it's not really getting dull. I constantly am rotating all the time. Now this is like it in slow motion. So if you're rotating after every couple of swipes, it kind of will still keep its edge pretty well for a while. And that's how you can keep getting those nice lines. Oh, I did forget one thing. There. Now the eye is complete. It looked a little wonky before. How did I do my collaboration with Nicholas Moran? He actually reached out to me. I had done a collaboration with Choxy. If you're not following Choxy art, I would highly recommend it. He does some really cool art. He was like at almost 1 million subscribers. He was a long time commenter, and then I kind of told him like, hey, you should go out there, try and post your art, and he did. And he exploded. He exploded so fast. So proud of him. And we just decided to do a collaboration that was a Sonic the Hedgehog drawing because we thought that that's what the community would like between both of us. And Nick was happy to reach out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a collaboration? It was after the holidays. Things had kind of, settled down for both of us because it was, holidays. They're hectic. Like I had reached out to him, I'd want to say around Thanksgiving of last year, and it's just the holidays. It's a hard time for everyone. So then after the holidays slowed down, he reached out to me and said, are you still interested? And I said, heck yeah. He actually pops in every once in a while on my lives when I was having them pretty regularly. I need a beautiful, slight pinkish color, so let me look through all these. So these are my Prismacolors. I highly recommend them. They are top quality. This isn't like a, you know, these are just the things I use. I don't advocate unless I myself use them. You know, if I think something's crap, I'll just say it's crap. I have no problem. They are pricey. They are higher quality, but you can also get high quality without spending an arm and a leg. Like, I can make pretty much the same thing with Crayola. It's just going to take a lot longer. There's going to be a couple of extra steps that'll be needed, but you can get the same kind of quality. It's not always the artist, but the tools just make things easier. And now you're going to watch as I do the ever so wonderful ASMR as I broke the pencil for the umpteenth time. I hope this didn't break. Did this break again? Yep, it broke again. Ay, ay, ay. What is your next summer Gules? Gules? I have no idea what that means. All right, there we go. Now we got colors. Now we got colors we can work with. There are some subtle purples throughout that we have to add in. They cannot be ignored. And that's the thing with any kind of fur coat, but specifically with Derpy. He's got lots of purples, lots of blues. It gives it that transcendental quality to it. It really gives it that ethereal look. So don't be afraid to add all these little subtle colors. Just keep it quiet, you know? Don't go too crazy. I'll blend it out with a little bit of white, and then it'll be soft and it'll look really nice. And if we grab, we can, because it's an oil base, you can almost treat these like paints. We can kind of grab it from the center and pull the color a little bit more than it might otherwise want to. I kind of keep collaborations very closely guarded. I've known both Choxy and Nick for quite a while. And it's just, I generally also kind of do it with adults, but also it's just, I kind of keep things guarded. Like, unless I know someone for a really long time, I don't just generally throw out collaborations because it's my name now attached to that person. So it's something that I have to also take onus of. So I'm very reserved with a lot of things that I may or may not do with my channel. Especially too because I work a full-time job, so anything that I devote, I have to really be kind of like, I know that this will be something that will like hit a home run or just be fun. Oh, goals. Like, what are my summer goals? I don't really have goals. I don't establish goals. I just kind of let the channel dictate what the people want to see. I mean, would I like to get to 200,000 subscribers? But, like, yeah, but a lot of that stuff is like, I'd rather have authenticity. So I'd rather have somebody that wants to stay with my channel rather than just getting someone to subscribe because I destroy. I don't like the fact that I do that sometimes with my shorts. Is like, you have 3 seconds to subscribe, and I would do these shorts because they were trending, and I'm like, if everyone else is doing it, but in the end, I'm like, it doesn't really serve me because are those people going to stay and watch my video? Are they going to come into lives? Are they going to want to communicate within the channel itself? So I feel like you almost get false subscribers. Like, are they really there, or are they just hitting the subscribe button to be part of the trend, and you're never going to see them ever again? So I'm focusing on. I'd rather have somebody come to the channel because they want to. I'd rather have somebody want to stay, like all of you have, because you want to, or you have questions, and build the community more organically that way. And to get this like very wispy subtlety that we have here on the top, you can just basically take your white pencil and blend it out, and this is how you're going to get those soft, smooth hairs, make it look like it's wispy, and really just blend it out. Because at the top of his head, it does kind of just look like they're flickering out. And because it's a white pencil, when you grab and push hard and pull, that's how you get all these nice little hairs that kind of stick out. If you do that enough, you keep pulling the color, pull the color, pull the color. They'll blend them all out. And now we just start working on that ear. Working on the ear. What is your favorite character from Kpop Demon Hunters? I really love Jinhoo's story. I think Rumi and her story is really good. I am interested in reading the manhwa to see what like the future movies will hold because I feel like their story isn't done, even though it feels done. I feel like it isn't done. So I do want to see where that goes, and like I said, that's where reading the manhwa would probably help, or the webtoon. Is it a webtoon or is it a manhwa? I think it's a webtoon. Could be both. But I love stories. I love narratives. So that is something that I would really love to see and where it goes. Whoop. It's because I pressed too hard. Way to go, James. Way to go. I don't have most favorites with things. I just generally enjoy stories. So like I don't really have like when people say, "What's your favorite song?" Or like your favorite movie. It's basically mood driven. So whatever I'm feeling in the mood at that time. Some things could be like really awesome in the moment, and sometimes I could take it or leave it. Sometimes I want a comedy, sometimes I want an action movie. So I don't really actually have like a favorite at any given moment. It's basically what's striking me in the mood at that time. I don't know if that clears things or makes things more difficult. Knowing my luck, it makes things more difficult. Did I say it was a show, Turbo? I'm sorry. Hey, cool King, what is going on? You've never... Oh, that's what show. Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie on Netflix. I would highly recommend it. It's incredibly fun and funny. It's just a really good overall family film that everyone, I think, will find something intrinsically valuable that they can attach themselves to, either a character, a story, a song, etc. And this is once again why we do that nice base layer of alcohol markers first. It gives us this nice showcase, so that way we don't have to cover everything with color pencils, and now we can get all these nice layers down. Yeah, if you're ever in a pinch, just turn the pencil sideways and throw down layers of color super fast. And then you can go over it and get all those nice subtle illusions of hairs. Then blend out with a lighter blue. And basically, color pencils is like a subtle dance, if you will. You're constantly pushing and pulling back and forth until you find exactly the kind of values and colors that work. But because it's hair, you kind of have to just flick in the hair. But I will add, there's lots of gray, lots of this kind of purpley gray here, so we're just going to cast the whole thing and a whole bunch of it. That way when we layer our color pencil down, and as you can see, even with all that, we can still see that color pencil down. So when we layer on top, once again, it adds all that nice value. I won't tell people where I live, Orca. Sorry. Now, there are some patterns that are in Derpy's fur, but I'm not going too crazy with all that. I just want to get like a feel for it, but I'm not sitting here loading up on all the little subtle transitions within fur textures. I like doing things looking realistic-ish, which is Impressionism, but I don't like to spend hours and hours and hours and hours zooming in on a reference image just to get it hyper-realistic. If I wanted that, I would do a copy machine. There are some phenomenal artists that are a heck of a lot better than I am at it. I just like to get the image down. I want to get it fast. I want it to be represented. And that's kind of like where I like to sit. If you're an artist that loves to do hyperrealism, all the power to you. I wish I had your level of passion because I just don't. Hey, old, welcome back. When am I going to be done with the live? probably like another hour. I would say another hour we'll have this done. So around 7:30 Eastern Standard. And if you're on the West Coast, that would be 3:30, and then everywhere in between you can kind of coordinate from there. But yeah, we're getting close. We're about a third of the way done with the textures and the fur. Now we're just going to go in with the mouth. If I grab my here's my black pencil. Ah, son of a gun. I like that color too. Alt, I'm using my phone to do the live, so I haven't been able to check. I've been trying. I haven't had a chance to actually check, but I promise I will. Can you make an art of a monster from Animal Company? Sometimes it can be any monster. I have no idea what Animal Company is. I can take a look, but I do not promise anything just because I have no idea what that is. Is it a game or is it a show? Like, is it a YouTube show or a game? Oh, it's a VR video game? Hey, random. See, I told you I'd be back, random. But, yeah, I'd have to check it out. I have no idea. I'd have to see if also it'd be something like my community would want to see. So I don't know. So like I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. I don't know. So I'll take a peek. How long did I have my thanks, artist, for still being here. How long did I have my YouTube channel for? About two. See, was it 2022? 3 years, actually. It was 3 years around this time that I started my YouTube channel. I really didn't know what I was doing for like the first year. Yeah, random, it was 3 years. I really didn't know what I was doing for the first couple of years, and I was kind of just not trying. I was trying to find a niche, and I didn't know what my community wanted until I realized just do the things that I want to do and find those people, and that's kind of where it went. But I started basically, I originally start with like my own character designs and like my character design stories behind them, but then I realized people just nobody wants that. Like it's just no. That was like a big no. I also love to write. I am a writer, but so I was like, oh, it'll just be a natural blend. I'll do this and I'll do that. It no. It that's just not where it happened. So instead I focused on creating characters in a fun way that was something similar to things that were already out there, but with like my own flair. And my unique flair is that I would say that I don't work with Posca and in a cartoon style. I work in a semi-realistic style, and I kind of do things differently. I'll add things like Lego or create like my own styles rather than just do the simple glitches and drips that you might see. I like cartoon, but cartoon isn't always what I will do all the time. And I want to be able to help people take their art level, maybe that's here or here or here, and bring it up to that next level, whatever that next level can be. I don't like to really gatekeep, so if I can help someone, let me try and help somebody out. Oh, really, Random? That's awesome. What kind of stuff? Alicia Tucker. Alicia Tucker. Tucker as in Tucker who? Oh, that's cool, artist. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do a ton of FNAF drawings closer to when the movie comes out. But as of right now, like right this second, I'm really not gonna do much. But when that movie comes out, yeah, I'll be doing a heck of a lot more art for sure. But my next video planned is Wednesday from, well, the Netflix Wednesday series, which I am rewatching before I watch the second season because I completely forgot a lot. So, yeah. Oh, you make VR videos? That's cool. Like horror, just strictly video game, horror video game. Like what kind of VR stuff? Oh, okay, cool, artist. Like I was telling everyone, you can always tag me, and I think you know that too. So if you want like a critique or if you have questions or like, hey, how do I fix this? I can try and help you as best as I can. If you're going to do realistic humans or try to random, I would recommend looking up the Loomis method. It is probably the quickest and easiest way to learn how to do portraits, just because otherwise, if you try to do what like some people do, which is just like start from the eye and work out, that's kind of like how I used to do when I was in college. It will actually take you longer. It's better to get everything down on the page first. So if you're trying to learn how to do portrait realism, I would go with the Loomis method, Loomis. Oh, nice. That's cool. Wings of Fire, is that is Wings of Fire a show, a YouTube creator? I don't know that. Is it a game? I'm curious because I think I've seen that now like 3 times today, and it might be something that my community might be interested in seeing. A lot of what I draw is what my community wants to see, so if they want to see it, I shall draw it. Like, I don't know if anyone here is a Predator fan, but I am a huge Predator fan. And when that new movie comes out, and I think it's in November, Predator Badlands, I'll be definitely drawing that character 100%. Oh, it's a book series. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something else I'd love to do. I have one book out now, but I'd love to just write and draw and create and then give back. Ultimately, like my ultimate with this channel is I would love to just almost a la Mr. Beast style is go around to a lot of these schools and communities that need their art programs ramped up and helped and just basically build it up from scratch. Give them the community like new theater, music, you know, what should I call it? Like give them like new musical instruments, etc. Because the arts are the first thing that get canceled. It's the most expensive, it's the most extraneous, but communities don't often have the extra money with taxes and whatnot. But if someone can go and help build them like a theater stage in their school at the auditorium, give them new musical instruments, give them new paints, then the arts never die, and that's how the arts never used to die. They used to be helped by the local community, but now it's just the first to go. Sadly, if it doesn't pull in money like the local football teams, and I love football, but if it's not about sports that generate money, they ain't interested. Okay, random, I'll see you on the next go round. Are they YA books or are they adult-based books? Are they like how would you best describe them? Are they like Percy Jackson series kind of books? Because that's what I really love. Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. That's actually like my forte of what I like to write is in YA. Do you want to tell me about it? Yeah. So basically, it's a bunch of well, here, I'll actually just show you and read. Ugh. I've since updated the cover. That's the name of the book. But basically, the story is about a bunch of well, not a bunch, it's about orphan twins that were left on the series of a orphanage, and they find out that they actually, in fact, belong to a cosmic dysfunctional family. Very similar to Percy Jackson and Harry Potter in that vein of how it's both written and stylized. And basically, Sean and Sierra are two teenage twins that basically race across the United States as they try to prevent the world from a cosmic nuclear winter at the hands of their uncle. And basically, they're being hunted by one of their other uncles, essentially. So basically, the characters are these Eternals. They are not just in namesake, but they are literally the construct of the universe. Their namesake is it. So the big family are love, hate, summer, winter, fall, spring. Or I shouldn't say hate, wrath I use is the term, not hate, because I think hate's a little strong and it's very specific, where wrath is more just the aggression aspect. But love, wrath, summer, winter, fall, uh, spring, and why am I blanking? Summer, winter, fall, 4 seasons. Oh, love and death, life and birth, birth and death rather. I have the second book, but I'm waiting to release said second book, basically because I'm growing my channel, and then as I grow my channel, I will then release the second book. I already have the third book in writing, but once again, a lot of that stuff is privy to when things get released. So that is the ultimate goal of the channel: to write, create art, help others, and not be working my 9-to-5 job. No worries, Artist for Life. Hey, Tristan, you made it. Thanks for swinging by. I saw you in the premiere earlier. Great to see you here in the live. Cool King, was that the Minecraft Steve, or was the blocky one, or was that the fully rendered Minecraft one? Hey, Robert, welcome in. Oh, okay, Cool King. Yeah, that was a couple of months ago, and I'm happy that several people, actually numerous people, decide to stick with the channel. It's like my channel has gone through phases, like when I did the Has Been Hotel and then Hell of a Boss, and then when I transitioned from that, I do like when I see people just stay, not just because it's like me designing a character that they like, but they like the aspect of the community as a whole. Yeah, me too, Tristan. I really, really like it. I plan to try to see if I can swing my niece into seeing it as well, just because she's preteen, but I think she'll be able to see it with no problems. But considering she is not my child, I cannot show it to her without going through the parents first. Where are the... Ah, here we are. A whole bunch of it. No, not orc. I was reading them actually, just retaining them, like all the different types of dragons that you're talking about. Me, it's like the subtle variance between trying to read chat and interact while still trying to stay focused on the art itself. Still something that I kind of struggle with whenever I stream is looking and doing this while trying to read chat. Because I feel like this is a retention based thing. It's not like playing a video game where you can kind of just like go through the flow. You've played it a bunch, or if you die, it not to say it doesn't matter, but it's just harder to retain focus. If I kind of stop and then read something, go for it. You can't draw noses. Well, the best part about Kpop Demon Hunters is their noses are pretty simple. So like, let me see if I can put like when I was doing this. Right, so when you're doing this, a lot of times, when in doubt, just give like a quick little line to just gesture in the nose. That stinks. Well, whatever. We'll pick that up later. That was just all my markers falling on the floor. But yeah. But whatchamacallit? When in doubt, just you can give like a quick little line to flick in where the nose ought to be. Hey, Tama, how are you? Welcome on in. So it's important, once again, we want to see, because this is a rounded image, right? The eye socket's going to be turning through here and down and around. When we put the hair, we want to showcase that it's going to bend up and around. So it's going to have a dark spot here and a dark spot here and be lighter there. You certainly have a ton of knowledge on these, Orca. Thanks, Cool King. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people sometimes watch just for the ASMR. They just like to hear a story. You know, I probably should make a poll about that. Like, do you just want to hear, like, this? Or do you want to hear more of, like, the story and the journey? Or do you want, like, a mixture? You know, so I think I'm going to have to do that, like, on one of my next polls over the next couple days, is determine what people really want when they come to my channel. No, that's fine. You must just really, you must really know a ton about it. I mean, to be able to just off the cuff bounce out so much knowledge, it's kind of like me with Percy Jackson, I guess, and Harry Potter and some of the fiction novelists that I read. Although I haven't read in forever, I really should read more, but I don't read as much as I used to. I guess time is the ultimate construct that no one has. And I constantly always go, man, I'd really love to read that, and I just don't have the time. That's why, like, I watch more stuff. I'll have a lot of documentaries, like when I'm working, and it's just that's why there's no sound in a lot of my videos. I kind of just put a voiceover and music, and you don't hear stuff. It's because I need something. If I wasn't talking, uh, what you call it, like I would just like I'd be going insane right now. So I usually have like a lot of documentaries. I'll have things like sporting events or wrestling events that I've watched when I was a kid, just things that I know that feel familial, so I don't have to feel like I'm stopping. I can just keep going. So I don't mind. It's like learning little new mini facts, if you will. So no, it's okay. If you want to, you can keep going. It's keeping me going. Like I read these and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Problem is my ADHD brain will be like, as soon as the stream's over, I'll be like, oh, I forgot. But I probably will remember the name and whatchamacallit, I will look it up. I think I actually have it as a window, you know, like one of the many books that I will buy that I will not read. I have a massive wall of books in my house. My wife and I are big, big readers. We were at one point. Sadly, not so much anymore. Rain Wing Construction. Tristan, artist, welcome back. And Orca, you said there are 3 books in this series so far? And roughly about how many pages are they in the books? Okay, but so how many are in this series currently then? Oh, that's probably why there's such a dearth of knowledge with everything that you've presented. Now that makes sense because I'm like, that's an awful lot, like for only a series of like a few series of books. What's the name of them again? Let me pull it up because I think it's Wings of Fire. Ah, here we are. Allison Saft. Gotcha. Yeah, it's okay then. I will keep that on the old tab because otherwise my knucklehead self will forget. And that is something unfortunate because that's harder to correct. Well, Derpy's going to look a little more derpy now. And once again, we have the eye where we're going to establish little rays of gold going outward as such, and then transition them to more and more oranges as we go towards the middle. Thanks, RB. Appreciate that. Yeah, you can go ahead, Arca. I don't mind. The one blissful thing about art, it's not like, okay, chat, we gotta lock in. That doesn't exist in drawing. Although I think that would be a funny video to make, like, if artists were gamers, like, how would we respond? Oop, that pencil's got a bad split in it. Ashley, thank you so much. Ashley, if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, were you previously... I could have sworn you were previously in one of my lives, or maybe I'm just mistaken. But thank you for the warm comment. Sorry for the glare. I probably shouldn't have put so much intensity on the light. Does that look different? Let's take a peek. Because you're probably seeing a huge amount of lens flare and not a lot of the color. Does that change? No, not really. Dang it. See, it's weird. When I edit the videos, I can put it through the filtering processes so it takes out all the excess light. But when you're seeing it live, a lot of the color might be getting washed out because the color pencil glare. So let me see, maybe if I orient things ever so slightly. How's that? Right? How's that? How's that work? Is that the... yeah. Yeah, it still like overly saturates the highlights, but what are you going to do? All right, well, it is what it is. Can camouflage their scales to blend into surroundings. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Checking the old life on the old battery life on the phone to make sure we got enough time, which we plenty much do. But always double checking. Because, you know, I'm such a pro streamer, I still use my phone, you know. Ready. Thanks, Ashley. Do you like to draw? Is there a specific thing that you like to draw, or you a fan of anime or movies? Oh, so Orca, like I was saying, about roughly how many pages are each of these books? Oh, okay, that's cool. One of my dear friends, sadly before he passed, was an amazing heavy metal drummer. Another one of my friends does drumming, but for more of an 80s sounding band, so it's going to be like lots of Michael Jackson, that kind of music. Cat's eating popcorn off the floor because I had a piece of popcorn. Good job, Dad. Oh, that's not too bad. That's like a pretty quick read, actually. I mean, when I was reading a lot, that would have been. Let me preface this by saying when I was reading a lot, that would have been a quick read. Because I used to read on like my lunch breaks and whatnot, and I can get like a book done within 4 or 5 days, maybe less. You know, if it was a YA book, 2 or 3 days. Like I can read like 50, 60 pages on like an hour lunch break. Now, I ain't got, it's so hard. It really is. I don't know what demographic or if you're able to read more adult-based books, but Kevin O'Hearn has a druid-based book, and well, Jim Butcher kind of makes like these adult wizard books, but it all depends upon your age demographic. But I loved the Jim Butcher series, the Harry Dresden Files, but there are definitely adult novels. They're not meant for kids, and in some teens it might be a tough with the language. So I would say also just make sure you ask your parents, because I'm not getting in trouble for recommending books to kids that shouldn't be reading them. That's cool, Ashley. Uh, yeah, I mean, if you love to color, then I would recommend paint pens. They're fun and they are incredibly satisfying. And not just because I'm using them now, but yeah, they are very satisfying. And you don't have to worry about them bleeding through the paper. We are in the home stretch. I'll probably say another half an hour, and we will be done with this nice little piece. Now, if this were my regular channel, I would definitely consider drawing this in like a horror style, especially with the tongue. Like I would just go all crazy with the eyes, skin peeling and stuff like that. But that's just I like doing horror stuff. So, but we are not going to be doing horror, so, and that is a-okay. Orca is the great English, James. Me speak more gooder. Orca, are the books from the perspective of a human or from a dragon, or is it something like where a dragon becomes a human? And if you do like this, I would if you since you really like this, I would also recommend Fablehaven. They are a YA series that I absolutely love. Like Fablehaven was awesome. So much so that I think Fablehaven is becoming a movie, which I think, if done correctly, probably should be done in an animation studio. But if it's done correctly, it can become an amazing, amazing book. Oh, so it's all dragons, all from dragon perspectives. Interesting. Okay. Well, if since you like those kind of creatures and whatnot, I would definitely, yeah, definitely recommend Fablehaven. It's a YA book. Any age range can read it. It's basically a middle school skill of language. Amazing imagery inside the book. They hire professional ink artists to actually draw inside the book and make either like a map or several like key images from the movies itself. I mean, movies from the book itself. And yeah, I think it's phenomenal. I would if you love them, if you love this thing, you will love Fablehaven. I did, Ashley, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and so did Orca as well, from what I remember. Okay, so now we can add. Where are the. Here you are. Now we can add all. Blend out. And add all these nice blues. Get all those wonderful textures in. A lot of people love your idol, Ashley. I'm really a huge, and it's just probably because I'm an older guy. I really love this song. This is what it sounds like. But I think it's just because messaging, But if you're looking for like what's a bop, to use the young kids' idioms, yeah, your idol is definitely really cool. So by adding that nice wide layer of color pencil down, now we get this nice. We can add all these nice little hair textures so much faster, and still get all that little subtle transition here with the color pencil work. Alcohol marker work. Now we can just layer that right up top. It gives a nice subtle color to it, and yeah. Oh, whoever's sending the hearts, thank you so much. Takedown was cool. I like Takedown from the perspective that when they were singing, it was kind of like the do or die moment on the train, right? Like she really doesn't want to do it, right? Like she doesn't want to have this nasty song that kind of attacks someone that she cares for. At least they're intimating that they have feelings for, and it's like, and maybe that there's another way to go about things. So it's like the do or die moment. There's a lot of subtext in the songs. It's not just like, oh, it's a takedown, but it's also like, well, like, what are you trying to take down? You know what I mean? Like, there's layers. So the more you think about these songs, there's lots of subtleties and layers. And that's what makes, I think, the movie so good because it can resonate with so many people on so many different levels. You can have the over analytical person like myself just think about things constantly. And then you can have, just people who love the music because it makes them feel something. Or you can have the people who, you know, just want to watch the fun animation as it blends in with the music. So it gives a little something for everyone. Oh, nice. Was it the Golden Freddy one that you were working on, artist? Oh, nice, cool. Did you just draw it like plain, or did you draw it in styles, or? Okay. I'm going to say that that is just about done. What do y'all think? Let me change the angle now. I think, yeah, I'm pretty much content with it. I really like the way the overall image came out. I don't like doing fur. I mean, there's a lot more that I can theoretically add to it, sure. Like, I can add a ton more to it, but in the end, it's just about how much detail do we want to put. Biggest thing I want you to all take away from whenever you're drawing anything like this is it's the concept of intent, right? So it's like, what are we intending to do? And with this, I just want to get something quick, fun on the page, connect with all y'all, just have a great time, answer any questions, art tips, etc. Oh, cool, you did a cracked effect. Oh, thank you, Orc. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what kind of markers did you use for the cracked effect? But yeah, I mean, basically, it's the intent. I wanted it to be impressionistic, and I want to be quick, semi-realistic, not too much detail. I'm not going to spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on this. I'd lose my sanity, but it's all about just getting a quick representation of image on the paper, and to kind of work through fur, which is something I generally have a harder time doing. So, all in all, I think I'd say it's a complete. So let me get the old pen. And we're going to call that complete. Your local gamer, what's going on? How are you today? How have you been? Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's just a quick image. A quick, fun little image. Let me just turn that a little. Yeah, just a quick, fun little image I wanted to get down. Didn't want to go too crazy with the detail. And yeah, I think it's complete. But if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. If not, I will send y'all off. Let's see. My day's been good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. As always, I'll see you all in the next video. Okay.